everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Why Victor Webster reached out to Cameron Mathison before Hallmark mystery role. Hallmark Mystery is premiering Reality Bites, a Hannah Swenson mystery on Thursday, February 6. Victor Webster is back as Chad Norton. This is his third movie in the long-running mystery series that stars Alison Sweeney, Barbara Niven, and Gabrielle Hogan. In a new interview, Victor shared what Cameron Mathison told him before he joined Hannah Swenson. What did Cameron say? When Cameron Mathison chose to leave Hallmark for Great American Family, sleuthers were concerned that this would be the end of the Hannah Swenson mystery series. However, exactly a year ago, Victor Webster joined the series. He was not replacing Mathison's detective Mike Hingston. Instead, he was portraying Chad Norton, a little-known character from Joanne Fluke's books. Chad Norton is a prosecutor. Now sleuthers see the other side of these mysteries and the need to collect evidence. However, before he took the role, Victor reached out to his friend Cameron. Earlier this week, Victor Webster spoke to the Hallmark Mysteries and More podcast about joining Alison Sweeney's long-running mystery series. Podcast host Eric Rutan asked Victor what it was like being the new guy. This is when Victor shared the surprising thing he did before accepting the role. Victor's first movie was One Bad Apple, and now Reality Bites is his third Hannah Swenson mystery. What is Reality Bites? A Hannah Swenson mystery about. The upcoming Hallmark mystery Reality Bites, a Hannah Swenson mystery, features two stories. Firstly, there is a reality show filming at the Cookie Jar. However, a murder stops production. Meanwhile, Chad invites Hannah to court to show how important evidence is to wrap up a case. When Victor Webster first got the call from his agent about a possible new role in a Hallmark mystery movie, he felt the spark right away. The project's pitch sounded intriguing, part cozy mystery, part romantic suspense, with the kind of character arc he'd been itching to sink his teeth into. But before signing on the dotted line, Webster did something not every actor would think to do. He picked up his phone and called Cameron Mathison. The two had crossed paths over the years at Hallmark events and press junkets, their careers often orbiting in the same universe. While they'd never co-starred, there was an easy rapport between them, a mutual respect that came from knowing they both carried the torch for wholesome storytelling, often balancing the feel-good with the emotionally grounded. Cameron's done more than a few of these mystery roles, Webster recalled later with a smile. He knows the rhythm, he knows the fan base, and frankly, he knows what works, and what can feel like a trap. On a crisp Thursday morning, Webster dialed Mathison's number, not quite sure if he'd get a quick call back or if the man was buried in filming. Within minutes, Mathison answered, his familiar upbeat tone spilling through the line. "Victor, what's going on, my man?" "I've got a mystery for you," Webster teased. "And no, I'm not talking about the movie. I need your advice." They talked for nearly an hour, the conversation flowing easily from career moves to golf to the latest updates from the Hallmark family. Webster explained the offer. The character was a widowed former detective drawn back into crime-solving in a small coastal town. It wasn't just about finding clues and catching culprits. There was a deeper emotional layer, a chance to explore loss, resilience, and maybe even new love. Mathison didn't just give a thumbs up or down. He unpacked the unique challenges of doing a Hallmark mystery, the way the scripts balanced red herrings with heartfelt moments, how pacing was everything, and how fan engagement could turn a one-off film into an ongoing series. "You've got to bring authenticity," Mathison advised. "These audiences are sharp. They're not just watching to see who did it. They're watching to see why your character cares enough to solve it. And they want to see themselves in those moments, in the humor, the heart." Webster that Mathison was speaking from experience. After all, Cameron had helmed multiple Hallmark mystery franchises, from Murder, She Baked to Hannah Swenson mysteries, each with their own loyal followings. If anyone understood the anatomy of a Hallmark whodunit, it was him. By the end of the call, Webster felt a mixture of excitement and calm. The kind of quiet confidence that comes when you've consulted a trusted voice. Go for it, Mathison said finally. You'll crush it. And the fans will love you in this lane. Just be ready. If it clicks, you might be solving crimes for years. Webster laughed, picturing himself spending the next decade surrounded by prop evidence bags, coffee cups in cozy cafes, and suspects with suspicious alibis. But the idea didn't scare him. In fact, it was enticing. Over the next few weeks, the deal came together quickly. The network greenlit the script, and Webster dove into prep mode. He read through old mystery scripts, binge-watched other Hallmark franchises, and worked with the writers to add subtle layers to his character. A man who hid his pain behind charm, but never lost his instinct for truth. When filming began in a quaint seaside town in British Columbia, Webster found himself thinking back to Mathison's advice almost daily. In one early scene, his character visits the grave of his late wife before taking on his first case in years. The director wanted it understated, but Webster remembered something Mathison had said. It's not just about what the audience sees. It's about what they feel. That's what sticks. So instead of rushing through the moment, Webster let the silence linger. A hand on the gravestone, a deep breath, the hint of a smile at a memory. No dialogue, just emotion. The crew went still behind the camera. When the scene wrapped, the director quietly said, "That's the shot." Word about the project inevitably leaked to the Hallmark fan community. Social media buzzed with speculation. Many were excited not just for Webster's return to the network, but for the idea of him in a mystery role. And when Mathison posted a cryptic Instagram story, a winking emoji alongside a coffee cup and magnifying glass, fans immediately connected the dots. Behind the scenes, Mathison stayed involved in small ways. He sent Webster encouraging texts during late-night shoots, dropped little jokes about watch out for the twist in Act 3, and even offered to cameo in a future installment if the series took off. When production wrapped, Webster and Mathison met for lunch in Los Angeles. Over sandwiches and iced tea, Webster pulled out his phone and showed him a few stills from the film. "You were right," Webster said. "About everything. It's not just a case of solving a crime, it's solving the people in it. Their hearts, their reasons." Mathison grinned. "Told you. Now buckle up, the fan theories are going to be wild. And if the network calls you for number 2, don't act surprised." Webster chuckled, but deep down he hoped that was exactly what would happen. There was something addictive about the blend of puzzle solving and human connection. And knowing he'd had a friend guiding him into the role made it all the more meaningful. When the movie finally premiered, Webster was floored by the outpouring of love. Fans tweeted about the layered performance, the chemistry between him and his co-star, and the richness of the story. Many mentioned they were already hoping for a sequel. That night, Webster texted Mathison a simple message: "Thanks for taking the call." Mathison replied almost instantly, "Anytime. Welcome to the Mystery Club." For Webster, it wasn't just another role, it was a chance to explore a new corner of storytelling. One that blended intrigue, romance, and community. And it all started with a phone call to a friend who understood the terrain. In Hollywood, advice is easy to come by but hard to trust. In this case, the right advice from the right person helped steer Webster into what could be the start of a whole new chapter in his Hallmark career. And maybe, just maybe, fans will see the two of them sharing the screen someday, swapping banter over clues and coffee, two detectives in step, both on and off camera. Until then, the story of how Victor Webster reached out to Cameron Mathison before his Hallmark mystery role will remain one of those behind-the-scenes tales that fans love. Proof that even in the land of scripted endings, the best beginnings often start with a real conversation.